What's going on? So I came across a clip that I wanted to look at because you got Steve Nash and LeBron James on the Mind the Game podcast now. Whatever the fuck mind the game means. Fuck out of here, LeBron. For somebody who's always talking about mind the game, I make the right basketball play every time. LeBron is the stupidest basketball player that's considered a superstar or considered to have a high basketball IQ ever. LeBron James has never learned anything in regards to basketball. He's always been good naturally at the game or just a good athlete in general. And his not only his skill, but his athleticism is superior. And of course, standing at 6'8", 6'9", with the frame and athleticism that he has, and the way he plays basketball or used to play basketball, he was going to go to the NBA. Motherfuckers knew that when he was a kid. But the thing is, he was so good at a young age that he never was taught the game. He was always coddled and he was always basically getting his way because he was so good. And that turned him into a prima donna. And when LeBron first entered the league and early in his career, he may have been a prima donna and may have been this way. And now I know over time and the experiences and what he's been through in regards to being an NBA player and an NBA player on his level, as far as a superstar, a face of the league, considered a great, that shapes your personality, especially when you're young, you're a teenager going into adulthood. But LeBron never came off at like a prima donna or anything like that when he first entered the league. He had really a respectable attitude and disposition. And I said this in previous videos, I used to really like LeBron James. Now he plays a different game today than he did when he first got into the league. And of course that comes with age. And he's never gotten better. But he had a solid game. Now, I've never thought he was on the level of a Michael Jordan or just the greatest of all time. But LeBron James had game and didn't come off as some dumbass asshole prima donna. But like I said, as the years go on, all this money invested in you, all of this stuff invested in you, it could probably change you. But the one thing LeBron James has never done in his NBA career, regardless of his disposition, attitude, anything, was get better at the game of basketball and get better mentally, not so much physically. He's never been coached, never been challenged, and never had to learn the game. I don't think he knows a lot of the stuff that he tries to come off knowing. A lot of the plays he does, especially on defense. See, offense is the easy part of basketball, man. It's easy for somebody to look like they know what they're doing and they have a high basketball Q on offense. Defense, in my opinion, is where we see your basketball IQ. Because in defense, you have to be in the right position. You have to know different principles. Yeah, on offense, you have to know different principles and things too. But defensively, that's where you can see someone's True basketball IQ. And LeBron James' defense fucking sucks. He does dumb shit on defense. And even on the other side of the ball, offensively, he does dumb shit. He turns the ball over a lot. He always claims he makes the right basketball play. Motherfucker, you ain't doing nothing but driving to the middle and kicking it out or dumping it down low or scoring. That's basketball, man. You haven't done anything close to what Magic Johnson did, Michael Jordan did. I'm not crazy about Larry Bird, but Larry Bird. I'm not crazy about Isaiah Thomas, as you know, or you should know, but Isaiah Thomas, Penny Hardaway, my favorite player of all time. The Tim Duncan. Those are high IQ basketball players. Jason Kidd, in my opinion, one of the highest ever. And even this lame ass cornball sitting across from him on this show, Steve Nash, had a high basketball IQ. All the coaches he's played for 9 different coaches in his career. All the coaches LeBron has gone through. Who did he ever learn from? Who ever challenged him? And when they did, he got rid of them. But who ever challenged him? And I'm not talking about like going against him. I'm talking about challenging him to open his game up and get better and not focus on the things that he's so focused on. That's scoring. Oh, I'm pass first player. No, motherfucker, you're a scoring first player. If you were pass first, honestly, if LeBron James was really pass first, he'd be way more successful in his career. His career would have been way more successful. But he sacrificed that for GOAT consideration. And now his career has become a shit show since the early 2010s when he joined the Miami Heat. It's just been all downhill from there. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. The championships, he hasn't won an MVP since. It's just all went downhill and been very underwhelming since he left Cleveland the first time, honestly, man. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because this mind the game bullshit, fuck out of here, LeBron James. Your basketball IQ is fucking trash. So I don't believe LeBron James when he be on this show trying to be all serious and intricate and because when they called the play, I knew how to flip it. So when they called it, I knew how to run it from the other side. A lot of the other players didn't. A lot of the other players my age didn't. Nigga, shut up. Yeah, some players might be confused about running the play to another side if they learned it one way. But that has nothing to do with basketball IQ, motherfucker. Let's get into this video, man.
Once you adapt, you learn. But like the game's come so far from, like you said, the two bigs, the clutching, grabbing, chucking, the hand checking up the court. Like, man, it was stodgy back in the day.
Right, yeah, for sure, absolutely.
That's the thing. Like, we'll get to this later in the series, but like
the hand checking, the tough physical play, the lane being clogged up, you having to have a real basketball IQ to figure out the defense and score on the defense. And you having to have a good coach with a high basketball IQ to come up with schemes and strategies to defeat good teams, to come up with a good defensive scheme to stop great players, which there were a lot back in the day, prior to the 2000s and even prior to the 2010s. That's basketball, motherfucker. This shit that they're playing today is not basketball. This is NBA basketball. This is a glorified fucking pickup game where motherfuckers are not even competing. You see it now in the playoffs. And I'm waiting for playoff series to end before I give my opinion on those, because I want the entire framework. I want the entire series, all the stats, all the information. And then I can give you my opinion on these series. But this today is not real basketball. And we shouldn't, as NBA fans or just basketball fans, tuning in to the highest level of basketball that we have. We shouldn't have to wait till the fucking playoffs to see you guys compete, go hard, get into fights, talk shit to each other, and really play to win. We shouldn't have to wait till the playoffs for that. So fuck out of here, Steve Nash, the hand checking. I don't know if he was like trying to knock that or something like that. And then again, bro, same thing with Baron Davis. The same thing with a lot of these niggas. The only person that's really been successful with it is Gilbert Arenas. But these motherfuckers are broke. And if they're not broke, they're struggling for money. There is no NBA player. Now, if you just, want to be seen, you want to share your opinion, that's different. But when you have to sit here with LeBron James, somebody who's given the game a black eye, somebody who's brought the game down, somebody who honestly doesn't give a fuck about the game. He only cares about what the game brings. He doesn't fucking love basketball. He has no fucking integrity when it comes, no basketball integrity, no respect for the game. But for former players to have to sit across from motherfuckers like this, Draymond Green, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and agree with this bullshit, especially somebody like Steve Nash who came up influenced by the 70s, 80s basketball. By 90, he was high school, college, and by 2000s, he was in the NBA. Well, really by the late 90s, he was in the NBA. And Steve Nash was a very good player. Two MVPs in a row, something LeBron's never done. Well, yes, he has. I'm sorry. 2 MVPs in a row. And was a very smart basketball player, very good basketball player. Never really came close to winning a championship. So can't praise him too much. But Steve Nash, one of my favorite players. And for him to be sitting across from LeBron James, especially from the era that he's from and who he was influenced by growing up, I can't believe he's saying this shit and agreeing with this shit. The fuck out of here, Steve Nash. I fuck with you. Fuck out of here, Steve Nash.
The talk around sometimes, some people aren't as happy with the way the game is. Like, we need to help teach fans like how great the game is now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going back to that.
Right.
It's a lot of nostalgia. There's other factors, but like the game is great and we need to teach people to appreciate it.
Yeah, we just need to, I think.
The game is great. What's great about the game? You got the face of the league, the so-called greatest ever. That's what they're calling them now. So kids that were born in the 90s and 2000s, and even after the 2000s, let alone the 2010s, this is y'all's greatest of all time, or of this era, which I don't agree with the shit. But for the purposes of the conversation, let's just say this is y'all GOAT. Then you have a fat Serbian who jogs up and down the court, doesn't play defense, who's putting up gaudy numbers in this trash ass league. You have a player like that who's not playing it. You have to judge players from their how great they are, how well they play, but against what competition? Now, in regards to Nikola Jokic, if you're not catching my drift, he doesn't play against great competition at his position. But this is the best player in basketball right now. Nikola Jokic is the best player in basketball right now. A top 20 all time, a top 5 big man all time. That's what they're saying about this motherfucker. Then you got some fat Slavic dude playing with LeBron James now, who's been the best player, a great player for the first 5 years of his career, who's slow as fuck, has a slow ass jump shot. He can't. He jogs up and down the court, doesn't play defense. You got motherfucking Luka Doncic dominating today's league. Luka Doncic would be Tony Kukoc in the 90s, 2000s, or Peja Stojakovic. Like I said, Nikola Jokic would be Arvydas Sabonis, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, if this was real basketball. That slow ass jump shot, Luka Doncic. That shit would get blocked every time, man. I'm sorry, man. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I be trying to avoid doing this shit. Luka Doncic wouldn't score on me like that, bro. If he score, it's gonna be a tough 2. Fuck out of here scoring as easy as he does, bro. Fuck out of here, man. I don't believe that shit. So you got LeBron James as the GOAT. You got Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic dominating the league, I guess. Like I said, that's just for the purposes of the conversation. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe anyone is dominating this trash ass league. You got Anthony Edwards grabbing his nuts at fans in front of cameras. He doesn't even care. You got Ja Morant is a stupid motherfucker. So no, the fans don't need to learn to love this shit. And that's why the NBA has been getting the backlash that it's gotten. The fuck out of here. You got coaches in the NBA. Who are these fucking coaches? Who is the motherfucking coach for the Charlotte Hornets? Who is the motherfucking coach for the Oklahoma City Thunder? Who is the motherfucking coach for the LA Lakers? Get the fuck out of here with JJ Redick. Who is the coach for the Pistons? Bickerstaff, I think that's his. Who is he? I looked up one of these coaches, man. They ain't even play in the NBA. Mike Malone's father was a coach in the NBA, so that's how he got on. But at least I know Mike Malone, grew up around basketball and has learned the game from people that have come before him. Who the fuck are these other motherfuckers, man? Like I said, I looked up one of the coaches. Who was that coach, man? He was a black dude. Who does he coach, man? I want to say he's the Magic coach. He's either Orlando Magic's coach or somebody. I'm like, who the fuck is this? They interview coaches and assistant coach. Like, we used to see Jeff Van Gundy. And then he'll have somebody else as his assistant coach that was a head coach before, either in college or the NBA or something like, something like that. Coaching staffs were real coaches. And today we got coaching staffs with motherfuckers. And then, fuck all that. And then even with Darvin Ham. Yeah, he was cool for this era. But when Darvin Ham got a head coaching, I said, what the fuck is this? Darvin Ham? The nigga that played for the Bucks that just could dunk, couldn't do shit else? And you don't have to be a great player to be a coach, but you have to at least have experience, know what players are going through, have had coaching, have been coached to know how to coach and know how to coach players, whether good, solid, or subpar. You have to have somebody that's played, man. Fuck out of here, man. Or somebody that knows what they're doing. But you motherfuckers gave a head coaching job to Darvin Ham. And then to top that, you gave one to JJ Redick. For the LA Lakers, I could see if this was the Charlotte Hornets or something. That's cool. Get your feet wet. These niggas come straight in for the LA Lakers. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here. So enough about the coaching and shit like that, man. But no. The game is fucking trash. The NBA is fucking trash. It's not going to do anything but get worse. And fans don't need to learn to love this shit. Shut your dumb ass up, Steve Nash. Can't believe you even saying this shit. Learn to love this. If you have to say, oh, the fans need to learn to love it, then the shit is trash and you're insecure about it. If you have to say that, or if that's even a thought, could you imagine if Michael Jordan had to say, well, the fans need to learn to love the game of basketball? Man, no, the fuck we don't. Because if you have to say that, then it's obvious the shit's trash.
Just have an appreciation, and I think if our fans will really go back and watch some of those games, they will realize then maybe that's not something we would want to see on a night-to-night basis.
I agree.
And you always got this bitch ass nigga taking shots, and he ain't start doing this until recently. First and foremost, man, LeBron James is 40 years old, which means he was born in 1984. He was influenced by the 80s, 90s. He was influenced really by the 70s, 80s, and 90s. A lot of the players he was influenced by, he ended up playing against. So LeBron, this isn't really even your fucking era. You should be retired. And if you're still going to be in the league, then you should be like leading it the right way. LeBron is one of those type of niggas when he get around kids, he's like a grown man. When he get around kids, he want to be accepted by the kids. So he tries to act like them and be cool with them instead of being, above them and showing them you don't necessarily have to be a leader in regards to a verbal leader and all this shit, but you could just set examples, man. But he want to fit in with the kids and shit. That's the type of nigga LeBron James is, man. Why are you even speaking on today's game, nigga? I know you're still playing, but you're 40 fucking years old. You shouldn't even be playing. And if you're still playing, you should be carrying some of the values and shit from yesteryear into this new stage of the NBA to help maintain or improve. So for you to be sitting here saying, oh, fans need to learn to love the game, and if you look at some of those games back in 80s, 90s, that's not something you would want to watch. Well, why not? No, this is something we wouldn't want to watch. It's not even basketball. It's positionless. You have no real big men. Big men were a huge part of basketball, man. You don't even have that anymore. You got big men trying to play like guards and shit. Now I'm looking at the Denver Nuggets play the Clippers. You got Nikola Jokic at the top of the key the majority of the time, or the foul line, the high post. He's never down low. That's not real basketball, man. Yes, well, we want to see, and I know I want to see how they used to play back in the day. Man, if these niggas play how they used to play back in the 90s, we'll see how good these motherfuckers really are. They want to say these are the best athletes and the best. Well, why is Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic the best players in the league, putting up the best numbers in the league, if these are the best athletes and best players ever? Shut the fuck up. No, the players and athletes were better back in the day. They were better natural athletes. They had real workout regimens. They had positions. So you knew, okay, this is a small forward. This is how a small forward plays. This is a point guard. This is how a point guard plays. This is a two guard, shooting guard. This is how a shooting guard plays. This is how a power forward plays. This is how a center plays. These are your principles. This is what you do in this position. Those players were better back in the day because they knew what they were and what their mission was and what their role was on the team. Now you got a bunch of motherfuckers, everybody shooting threes. From the best to the worst shooter, still shooting threes. Nobody plays defense. Nobody really is out there competing and showing that they really want to win and they're really tuned in to what's going on. And these motherfuckers eat this shit up. Like I said, man, if motherfuckers think that this is great basketball, that these motherfuckers are playing great basketball, or even good basketball, even just averagely good basketball, if you think that, especially motherfuckers, like I said, born in the 90s and after 2000, y'all are being robbed. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the league. Quotations. Luka Doncic is considered one of the greatest players ever, only 6 years in. There's been no American to win the MVP in the 2020s. You motherfuckers are being robbed if you think this is good or this is great or even good basketball. And I can't believe I can't believe it, man. So no, motherfucker. If we look back at the past years when motherfuckers were really playing defense, really competing, really, saying, played their position, played their role, knew how to play their position. I love that type of basketball. 90s basketball, 2000s basketball. I love that basketball, nigga. I still watch hardwood classic games. Just watching the Knicks and Miami Heat not long ago, when the niggas got into a fight and shit. Great game. There was really a lot of great games. Especially in the 90s, damn near every game was a good game. Especially if two great teams were playing with great players. This shit today is trash. Fuck out of here, LeBron James. And for you to even say that shit with the status and the where you sit in regards to the NBA hierarchy, that's why motherfucking old school players, that's why older players and players from past generations don't respect you or the league today. Because you say stupid shit like that. And then when you go on the court, you do even more stupid shit. Worried about everything but playing basketball, getting better and winning. He worried about what Kevin Gates saying, worried about what Stephen A. Smith saying, going on interviews with faggot ass Pat McAfee and talking shit about motherfuckers. What are you doing as the face of the league? I can see if you were just some random in the NBA. What are you doing as the face of the league, LeBron? You're a fucking idiot and a horrible example of an ambassador or leader. So no, we're not going to look back at the games and say, maybe that's not something we want to see. We're looking at this shit. Could you imagine if somebody back in the day got a glimpse into the future and saw how they were going to play basketball in 2025? Somebody from 95 gets a glimpse into the future and sees 2005. Sees 2025. They'll be like, what the fuck is this? Oh, hell no. Is this where we going? No, that's how it would be if it were the other way. Right now, it's not, oh, we looking back. Oh, yeah, maybe this isn't it. No, that is it. Motherfuckers don't even really be fighting like that, man. I done seen motherfuckers get into more scuff, just get into it more now that the playoffs started than all season. Fuck out of here, LeBron James.
Oh, because the difference between our game now is that all of our games are on television every single day, either nationally, locally, or through League Pass. Mm-hmm. So you can watch all of our games. In the 80s and the 90s, you may be able to catch one game if you had it locally. If your team had a local broadcast deal, you could catch it. And if not, then you may not see a game for a long time. Yeah.
Like the NBC.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's cap. You know it, and Steve Nash knows it. And you two are just a disgrace. Just like traitor. It just feels like y'all are traitors. It just, man. What the fuck are you talking about, LeBron? Now, I don't really too much know how it was in the 80s as far as TV broadcasts. I was a baby. Was born in 85, so by 90, I was 5 years old. But in the 90s, you could watch the games all the time. There was no shortage of NBA basketball games being viewed. TNT they've always had basketball games. TBS used to have the basketball games on. NBC, of course, on Sundays, maybe on a Saturday. But TNT, TBS had national basketball games on during the week. On top of that, you had college basketball on ESPN. League Pass didn't come around to the late 90s, early 2000s. So shut the fuck up. NBA TV didn't come around to the early 2000s. And really, I want to say League Pass didn't come around till the 2000s, the early 2000s. And NBA TV. I used to watch the shit all the time. I know that for a fact. Dish Network, NBA TV. Didn't even have it on regular cable. So no, nigga. The games were on just as much as they are today. They were on in previous years. The only difference between today and yesteryear is League Pass. That's it. And League Pass came around, like I said, early 2000s. That's the only difference in regards to games being broadcasted and people watching them, is now we have League Pass. And then, like you said, you had WGN. They would always have the Bulls games. The Pacers would always come on a certain channel here in Indianapolis. Shut the fuck up, LeBron James. This nigga's always trying to lie and paint a narrative to justify all the fuck shit that he's done. And he's only saying this to the kids, man. He's got to be aiming. This has to be for kids, man. This can't be for adults. And maybe for adults that are 30 and younger, maybe 35 and younger now. But nigga, he can't be saying this shit for adults to consume and really believe. Nigga, we were around. The fuck are you talking about?
BBC broadcast, maybe once every couple you maybe catch one or two games, every other week. So,
what? One or two games every other week? Man, shut your dumb ass up, LeBron, man. Maybe he was talking about NBC, but NBC used to air games every week, nigga. Like I said, most of their games will come on the weekends, either Saturday or Sunday. And really didn't pick up until Christmas or after Christmas. But NBC broadcasts NBA basketball games every week, motherfucker. TNT every week. TBS every week. What the fuck are you talking about? And I'm talking about in the 90s. Early 2000, that's when ESPN came along and everything, but they still were on TNT, NBA on TNT. Then they moved to ESPN. And like I said, that's when League Pass really started coming around. But it's been the same forever, man. Basketball games on TV. Who do you think you're talking to? The fuck out of here.
I think the nostalgia of the game, I think it's just a deeper conversation of why we should appreciate and celebrate our game of basketball today, our athletes of today.
Sure.
Just like, the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s guys were celebrated and 2000 guys were celebrated. So it's definitely a conversation.
They were celebrated, sir. And you were in the 2000s. That's what I understand. Shut your dumb ass up. You were drafted in 2003. You are considered a 2000s player. Fucking idiot, man. It doesn't even make sense. Then you got Steve Nash corny ass agreeing with this shit. But LeBron James, no. We can't praise today's game because it fucking sucks. It sucks so bad. We have hockey players, corny ass niggas playing hockey, talking shit. And he's right. That corny ass nigga PK Subban, he's right. So you really can't say shit but insult him. But he's right. But see, that's the thing. You got hockey players now basically calling niggas soft. And they had to get a black dude to do it. But that's just a microcosm of how everybody feels. But they just needed a black dude to say it. Because he ain't really talking about the white players. He's talking about the black players, nigga. The motherfuckers who's been dominating this league and now has brought it down. You niggas. You got some corny ass hockey player talking shit. And not even on one occasion. He's done it more than once. That's how bad the NBA is. Because of who we have represented. Could you imagine somebody dogging the NBA like that when Kobe was playing? And I don't even fuck with Kobe like that. But could you imagine somebody dogging the NBA like that when Kobe was playing? When Michael Jordan was playing? Even in the 80s when you had Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, goddamn Kareem, Moses Malone, Charles Barkley, 80s and 90s. Could you imagine motherfuckers saying that shit about those niggas? Karl Malone, John Stockton. Come on, man. There's nothing to love about today's game. Nothing. I don't have a favorite team, favorite player, none of that shit. Don't give a fuck who wins in the playoffs, none of that shit. I love basketball, so that's why I tune in and give my opinion. I had some lame in my comments. You're just a rage baiting. Shut your ass up. I'm a motherfucker who knows basketball, know what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for, and it's not here in the NBA these days. It's not there. College basketball has a better quality of basketball, even though that shit is kind of trash too. They shoot a lot of threes and shit too. But it's a better grade, better quality of basketball than professionals, nigga. So no, LeBron. Today's NBA sucks. We don't want to praise this shit. Well, others may, but I don't want to praise this shit. Or anything that has to do with it. So that's why I'm on here talking shit. Lame ass motherfucker. Hiding your face. But yeah, man. LeBron James needs to shut the fuck up. Steve Nash needs to shut the fuck up. Steve Nash need to get the fuck on somewhere, bro. You get your broke ass on somewhere. If you guys sit here and agree with this shit, shake your head, you must want another coaching job. That's what it must be. You campaigning for a coaching job. I mean, you seen JJ Redick get on fucking with LeBron. You trying to take the same route. That's all this is. Maybe Steve Nash ain't broke. Maybe he just wants to coach again. But I'd rather have Steve Nash as a fucking coach than JJ Redick. His sad ass. JJ Redick was good. One of my favorite players. Actually, JJ Redick was my favorite college basketball player until Kemba Walker came around. That's no lie. JJ Redick was my favorite college basketball player. But JJ Redick in the NBA, maybe he'd be a good college basketball coach, and maybe that's where he should have started. But an NBA head coach first year, JJ Redick, what the fuck is he going to teach you? He ain't going to do nothing but regurgitate what Coach K used to teach him. That's it. The little shit that he says, it sounds like something Coach K would say. The little quotes that I read from him, it sounds like something Coach K would say. Fuck out of here with that JJ Redick shit. At least the motherfucker played, though. But I'd rather have Steve Nash as a coach than JJ Redick. Because I know this motherfucker has an IQ. Now, it may not be the best defensively. That's why you got assistant coaches. But I know he has a high basketball IQ. But, man, so no, we're not praising this bullshit. We don't appreciate this bullshit. We don't appreciate, well, I don't appreciate this, but I don't appreciate any of these motherfuckers playing. And this lame ass show, Mind the Game, need to get the fuck on somewhere, man. Because I'm going to tell you right now, LeBron James can't teach you a motherfucking thing about basketball. Because LeBron James' basketball IQ is shit. And that's a fact. All you have to do, well, if you know basketball, if you just like basketball to be entertained, you won't see the difference or you won't understand. But if you know basketball and know how it's supposed to be played, LeBron James to you would not be a smart basketball. Kobe Bryant wasn't a smart basketball player either. But LeBron James is definitely not a smart basketball player, man. At all. He's just somebody who's been relying on his athleticism and natural ability since he's been a kid. He's never gotten better. He's just his body and physical, his physicality, well, his body and physical ability has improved, but that's just from getting older and maturing. But he hasn't gotten better with shit. His shooting hasn't gotten better. His decision making hasn't gotten better. His ball handling fucking sucks. His free throw shooting fucking sucks. He barely passes the ball. Now, he used to throw dimes and shit back in the day when he was younger. He doesn't do that shit at all now. So no, LeBron James, we don't give a fuck about you still crying, really basically crying and complaining. You're not a smart basketball player. So your opinion on basketball doesn't fucking matter. And no, motherfucker. We're not going to look back at the old NBA and say, oh, well, maybe we don't want to see this. And we're not going to learn to appreciate and love today's game. If we have to learn, then there's a huge problem, motherfucker. Fuck out of here.